What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ink, Drink, Think, episode 14. Tonight, we are getting into the Savage Lands with some dinosaur-inspired pieces. I'm your host, Michael Pickard, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderfully talented co-hosts and friends, Johnny Wise. Johnny, you have the floor.
Hey, I'm Johnny. So it's Dinosaur Week, right? So tonight I'm going to be drawing Primal, which we mentioned on the show like a couple of weeks ago, and I had not heard of.
Nice.
So I've just started getting into it.
Wow.
So I don't know whether you guys can see that.
Yeah.
There's some Primal stuff
Dude.
happening there. Yeah, I mean, after last week where I just didn't have the pencils finished, I was in like a rush anytime I had today to just get something down. It's looking pretty good. Hopefully it'll go okay. I haven't really drawn a dinosaur since I was like 2. So that'll be fun. And tonight I am drinking a Hop House. They're not so cheap, but
Well, we get different sides of you from week to week. Sometimes we get lower class Johnny, and sometimes we get really bourgeoisie Johnny.
Pretty much when I'm in this house with the lights and everything and the beams, you know, it says it all. I'm bougie Johnny.
Go get on your heartthrob 90s outfit. we'll call
I'm wearing it, man. I'm wearing it now.
Of course, guys, we're also joined by fellow co-host and friend Nate Wells.
Hey guys, Nate Wells. Today I'm going to be doing a little drawing inspired by the opening of Darwin Cook's A New Frontier with the losers, where they end up on that island and, you know, have to like fight dinosaurs. They all die, right? One of them lives.
They all die, yeah.
Dinosaur Island, yeah. They like all die. But one of them, John Cloud, is still alive in this particular drawing. I had a lot of trouble when I was doing sort of like the sketching and trying to like figure out what I was drawing. I accidentally drew several pages or panels from the book, and I was like, well, can't just draw what Darwin Cook did because I'm not as elegant and sophisticated an artist as Darwin Cook. So, but I got something that I'm pretty happy with. There's a lot of like foliage and jungle shit. So leaving a lot of that up to sort of the moment, that can be pretty automatic when you draw it. So hopefully it comes out well. Sometimes that stuff, I've laid it out too loosely and I have no idea what's going on by the time we get there. But tonight I'm drinking a Ballast Point Sculpin IPA I think they're from San Diego. Really, really good. Not super cheap, but you got to ball out sometimes when you're drawing dinosaurs, you know?
That's right.
Damn straight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nate, just to let you know, your visuals are a little bit laggy.
I was going to ask you guys, I can see it too, and I don't know how to fix it.
Just to go faster.
Okay, yeah. I'll just move. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's not terrible or it doesn't get worse. Is the audio okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, hopefully when I switch to the other camera, it'll be fine. Hopefully it's just this one.
Yeah, I'll give you I'll point it out if it is. Like when we switch to the actual.
Yeah, here, I'll actually, since I'm sure you're going to cut this anyway, this would be pretty garbage content. I'll switch real quick. And is that I'm drawing. Does that look all right?
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I'm not super worried about it then.
Yeah, we can live with. Oh, of course now you're
and
not
it's
lagging.
fine. And it's fine. Great.
You're good.
Now just do the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Nate Wells drinking beer, drawing dinosaurs.
Take 2.
Tom, you have no idea how many times I've had to redo entire intros because I've flubbed something like drastically.
You need one of those things.
Yeah,
You gotta get one of the things.
The director's cut.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that if it does it again, I'll just switch cameras and hopefully that'll fix it.
Yeah.
I got one.
Hey!
There he is.
That's perfect.
All right, gonna put that back now.
No, Johnny, keep it out in case you want to like cut somebody off. Like if I'm going on a tangent, just use it. Just be like, you're done. Click.
Yeah, just snap you off. Maybe I should have a gavel.
What? Yeah.
Better.
Judge Johnny.
Judge Johnny.
Of course, guys, we are also joined by Teacher Todd himself, Todd Blackwood. Todd, you are up, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? So I have wanted to do a drawing of Devil Dinosaur for a long time. So that's where I'm going with mine. I knew this was going to be not easy, for a variety of reasons. So I started out, and I think that Devil Dinosaur should be a Triceratops. So I'm taking some serious creative license. So I'm making a red dinosaur, and I duplicated the logo and made it kind of Flintstonesy. But
Nice.
the thing I really want to try to do, and that's where this will get interesting, is I really think that dinosaurs had feathers like birds, more so than people realize. So I want to make him kind of look like a parrot. And
Nice.
especially because dinosaurs, I feel, had beaks. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I might chicken out and just be like, all right, he's just a regular red dinosaur. And I'm gonna stick Moon Boy in there somewhere eventually. And let's see. This might be kind of hard to see, but there's the original Jack Kirby Devil
Yeah,
Dinosaur
yeah.
cover
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
that I'll be taking inspiration from. So that's what I'm doing.
Very cool.
And yeah, it should be fun. I'm not expecting to finish today, but we'll see.
That's okay. That's a lesson some of our other co-hosts need to learn. Nate and Johnny.
Yeah.
Not speed
Nah.
through it.
Yeah. And of course, guys, like I said, I'm Michael Pickard, and tonight I'm going to be doing a Hulk fighting a T-Rex in the Savage Lands. I love the Hulk.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters to draw. He's just bubbly and shapely and, just all around just a fun character. Big green behemoth. But as you can tell, we have a special guest tonight. And when I say special, I mean super special. We talk about this guy all the time and how impressed we are by his work. It's none other than Tom Reilly. Tom, you are up, my friend.
Thank you, Michael. I'm Tom Reilly. I'm happy to be here and to draw dinosaurs with everybody. Do I show what I'm drawing? I'm drawing
You can, yeah.
one of the Crystal Palace dinosaurs. One of the original dinosaur concepts
Oh,
created
Mhm.
by
what is
Englishmen in the 1800s. They had no idea what dinosaurs looked like,
Yeah,
and they were completely wrong.
yeah, right,
We now know that today,
yeah.
thankfully. Even though I kind of wish they looked like this, because they are cute.
Yeah,
Tom,
Yeah,
with
definitely.
that recreation, that statue, do you know the history behind that specific one?
No.
That one is the iguanodon. So what happened
Oh,
was,
he looks like a fucking iguana. Yeah, okay.
well, what happened was they thought the thumb, which is like a spike, was like misplaced. They're like, oh, that has to go on his nose, of course. And so they put the thumb on the nose in the reconstructions, and that's where that came from. Yeah,
It's got hair.
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It goes.
Wasn't there a bunch
Yeah,
of competition between dinosaur bone hunters though too? So they were kind of hurrying to put this stuff together to beat somebody else. I thought we talked about that at some point.
Wait, because
Ooh,
Mike
that-
has so much to say about it.
Just you wait, Todd.
Yeah.
I've done my research. I've got a whole tangent to go down about the bone
Yeah.
race, but we'll get into
Ooh,
that in a
okay.
little bit.
Cool.
But so, of course, everybody, Tom's our special guest tonight. Tom, you might know from his various works at Marvel, Dark Horse, and various other publishers. And I'm sure by the time you watch this in the future, Tom will have worked at all of the big companies and made his name in the industry because he's absolutely stellar at everything he does. But Tom, I've got a question for you about your style. Well, two questions technically. Hopefully, they're not too daunting on you. But
No, no, we're good.
clearly, your style is very Toth and Samney in its visuals. It's very animated feeling. What influences are you pulling from in your art? And the second part of that question being, what tools are you using to create your inking?
I got all the tools right here. Primarily,
Yeah.
the primary influence is Alex Toth for me,
Mm.
just because
Yeah.
that simple style to me is super cool, and his philosophy of leaving things out of drawings
Right.
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
interesting to me. And it's harder to, like he said, it was harder to leave something out of a drawing than to put it in,
Yeah.
Right.
which in my experience is true. You can kind of go crazy with details sometimes, but if you
Yeah.
pull it back, make it a little clearer, it can have positive effects on the drawing.
Yeah.
So guys like the
Definitely.
Toth, I've got a couple other older influences. I'm trying to think of his name now. Ferdinando Tacconi,
Oh.
Interesting.
another big guy. He's an Italian cartoonist who had kind of a really cool, cartoony, angular kind of style, but it was still like realistic proportions, kind of stuff like that. Very nice.
Oh yeah. I'm bringing him up now. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, he like
Yeah, I
really
see what you mean. Some of that is really exaggerated.
I've never heard of him.
and loose line stuff.
Mm,
I think he only did like stuff in Italy.
Wow.
that's
that's
always
awesome.
the way.
Yeah.
And then it's my dog. Sorry. Chris Somney's another one who is
Mhm.
from like the Toth School of Art.
Right.
He's nuts.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
No question.
Mm-hmm.
Not much else. He can do anything. He's not afraid of anything.
Right.
Dude can draw. So very inspired by him. And then guys like Doc Shaner.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my
yeah, of
God.
course. Yeah.
Love, like people who have kind of that animated, cartoony look. Not super realistic, but they can go there. People who have
Mhm.
command over like the spot blacks.
Yeah, something
Line
I
art.
appreciate about Chris Somney, especially Doc Shaner, is one of my favorites. And your work is the legibility in your panels or just individual drawings. Like you just immediately recognize the shapes, and I appreciate that you guys use shapes so well, rather than making things like outline based or so dependent on the line work. Because like you just said, spot blacks are so important, I think, to your work and the other guys that you listed as your influences, and that's awesome. That's something I definitely like to work on more with my own work. And you're somebody I look at your stuff whenever I need help problem solving. So appreciate that.
Nice.
That is high praise.
Yeah.
I appreciate the kind words. I have more people I could list, and I could probably spend the whole time doing it. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I'll say a few. Mike Mignola is one.
Mhm.
Line
Hard
art
to
dude,
avoid.
very, very good. David Mazzucchelli
Mhm.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
draws the best Batman.
He does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not arguable.
Who?
Oh, I just said it's not up for debate.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I will say.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
could say more. I probably, I could spend all night doing it. I'm not going to do that. I have all the tools right here that I use to draw, and I will show you. I'll show anyone who wants to. Some people get annoyed, like at the "what pens do you use" question or whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show
Well,
everyone. I only use these 3, really.
so
This
what are
is
they?
it's a Pentel color brush pen.
Oh yeah.
It's like a refillable ink pen with a
Right.
synthetic. Where's my camera?
Yeah. Is that a brush?
Yeah, it's a brush. And I
Okay.
mostly now just use this to like fill in big black areas and draw some
Right.
thicker lines if I want to. This is a Kuretake disposable pocket brush pen. And it
Yeah.
has like a flexible felt tip on the end.
Mhm.
Right.
So this is kind of like, it's a pen, but it's got kind of brush like line weight variances.
Yeah.
So if you press on it, you can get like a thicker line, and if you
Hmm.
let up on it, you get a thinner line, and that's
Yeah.
nice. And then this is just a Pentel sign pen. It's just a
Oh
felt
yeah.
tip pen. It's a
Mhm.
kind of a dead line weight.
Yeah.
I mostly just use this to sign my name.
Uh,
But
I
it's
was gonna say,
useful.
those things
Some
last.
straight lines I need
those
to
things
draw.
last for about a half an hour, and then they just like are gone for me.
Get shredded up, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a supply of
Toth
them.
talked about them a lot, and I was like, you must have bought billions of them and just gone through them endlessly. But I mean, I don't
He
know.
used like felt pens. He used like printer paper and stuff
Yeah.
to draw on,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know I'm excited to see you work because I'm again
Yeah.
huge fan of yours, but also your style is so well crafted, and your spotting blacks is, I would say, on par with your influences. So I'm excited to see you get into that a little bit tonight as we get into the working. So I'm gonna flip around my camera and get into the inking.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm pretty eager to get into it, into the nitty gritty. Are you actually working on anything at the moment? Because I know, just in looking at your feed, that you recently did some art for Immortal Hulk. But I was curious if you had any projects lined up at the moment, or if you're
I
working on
did
anything at the moment.
that. I did Immortal Hulk, I think, last November or last October.
Oh,
I
wow.
just finished an issue of Morbius, the living vampire.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
My girlfriend Charlene is here with the tall boys, so
Yeah.
I may have to be interrupted to grab a tall boy. But yeah, it's Morbius, Bond and Blood is the name of the book.
Wow.
Hi, Charlene.
Who wrote
How's
it?
going? Sorry, she's right here. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Are those Komodo dragons? What are those?
Those are dinosaurs.
Oh,
I'm on the show.
cool. Hi, show.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
That's Charlene
Hi, Charlene.
and my dog. You
Hmm.
can cut this out if you need to.
Yeah, no, I'll actually, if you want, when Johnny gets back,
I'm back.
Speak of the devil, there he is. Whenever you're ready, we could pretty much start the episode over in terms of conversation. This first part, we can just make a shorter part because we're already further along in our art. But, yeah, we can start the conversation with what you're working on right now and the Morbius book, actually. That would be really cool to get into a little bit.
All right. I can do that.
So here, I'll ask you this: do you have an exclusive contract with Marvel currently? Because I feel like that's
No.
the primary work I've seen you do as of late.
I don't. I'm just work for hire, but they keep asking me to do stuff, and I keep saying yes.
Well, that's good.
Thankfully, yeah, they keep wanting me to do some work. I don't have a contract or anything, and they have not asked me to get one. But that's okay, because I can do means I can do other things, which is nice.
Right.
Kind of scary to not have like for sure work most of the time, but you get to try different things for different people, which is nice. And I do have a few things coming down the pipe. I'm not allowed to talk about them, but I'm excited about them.
Cool.
But I can talk about Morbius stuff once I get my tall boy in 1 second. I can't really leave the desk. I just the deadline for this book was Monday. It was actually Tuesday. It was yesterday. No, geez, I don't even know what day it is. I've been living a horrible nightmare schedule for the past week trying to get it done. So I thought it was Wednesday.
Who wrote it?
Ralph Macchio wrote it. Not
Oh, cool,
not
yeah.
Ralph Macchio.
Wow.
Not the Karate Kid.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't
The
know he was
comics
still
editor.
at Marvel. Wow. That's
Ralph
fantastic.
Macchio, yeah. And Chris O'Halloran's the colorist. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I probably am.
Probably.
He's the guy who did my Hulk pages. He did the Cyclops book, X-Men, that I did. And he's very good. So I'm excited to work with him again. By the way, I'm drinking Budweiser, the king of beers.
Good old
You
Bud
all said
Heavy.
you were drinking, and I have done the same now. And that's a big-ass Budweiser. Wow.
Yeah,
My buddy that cut the tip of his finger off a couple weeks ago. That is his all-time. That's the only thing he'll drink. It's
Budweiser?
good old Bud Heavy, yeah.
How did he cut the tip of his finger off?
I know him from my day job. We work in an ice cream warehouse.
Sick.
And a lot of what we do is moving around big carts with like 1,200 pounds of ice cream on them. And he got it
Damn.
caught in between a rack in the warehouse and that cart, and he yanked it out, and it just
Wow.
ripped his finger off.
Oh,
He'll love that
God.
I'm telling this story on this
Wow.
show. I'll have to show him this when it comes out.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he has like
It's
9
supposed to be,
3/4 fingers.
Jesus.
Wow.
Plenty of cold stuff to
Yeah.
stick the tip of that finger in. Can you get it like sewed back on or something?
Yeah, we didn't know that he tore it off until he went to the hospital, and they were like, "Yeah, you amputated part of your finger," and
Yeah.
he was like, "Well, where is it?" And he came back to work the same day. He was gone for 2 hours. He came back to work after I got back from lunch, and was looking around in his glove, and he found the tip of his finger. And
Oh, fuck.
yeah, it was just a finger. Like, it was crazy.
Imagine
Wow.
a kid like buys a pint of ice cream and opens it up and there's a finger.
And there's a finger in it. Yeah.
Right?
Cool.
Oh my god.
what are some of your favorite dinosaur-related media, such as single cartoon episodes, Jurassic Park, full movies? It could be a song, a particular comic book issue.
Land of the Lost.
God, there's this old ass movie. It's called The Valley of Guanji.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a Ray Harryhausen movie where like cowboys like lasso dinosaurs.
Oh my
Right.
god. Love
Yeah.
That shit's cool.
Yeah. That was from the 60s, is that
It's-
right?
Yeah.
I've seen it, but
These cowboys lassoing dinosaurs.
yeah.
Makes no sense. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
why
excellent.
they're doing it.
Well,
That's
Planet of the
cool.
Dinosaurs is good too.
Also,
I
any
loved,
dinosaur documentary.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
it's
made
it's
that.
it's fascinating to talk about. I mean, essentially mythical creatures that we know were real, but we just don't know much
Mm-hmm.
about them. Like, we know that they like were a thing, and then the rest of
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, maybe they were like this,
Yeah.
But they could have been like this.
but they could have been like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always really liked the Land Before Time when I was a kid.
Oh
yeah.
man, yeah.
Used to
Littlefoot.
watch the shit out of those. Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't get so sad watching those movies. Watching that kid's mom die over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really into those as a kid, and then I like rewatched them as an adult, and I'm in the same position as the kid, and was recently when I watched it, and I had completely forgotten about that aspect of it, and it just broke me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was
There were
not
like
expected.
17 of those.
There are a ton of
Wow.
Land Before Times.
They made those
Really?
far longer than they should have.
They introduced aliens at one point in that franchise. Let that
Did they
sink in.
really?
Yes, they did.
That's cool. Why?
I did
why
not know that.
Wow.
At some point, you're just throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens? Yeah. Aliens.
I've never seen those movies.
They're tragic.
Mm.
They sound like it.
They're not
like
like
the Bambi of dinosaur movies.
Pretty much, yeah.
they're fun. They're like harrowing.
Yeah, they are a little bit, aren't they?
Wow.
And the T-Rexes are like terrifying in them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my parents let me watch that.
Huh.
Yeah, encouraged it. They're like, yeah, sit down.
Yeah, that's
Watch,
way more
Shut up for
intriguing than I
20
would've-
minutes.
Yeah, watch a tragedy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Dinosaurs, they look cute. All right. Pop the VHS in.
Yeah.
I have the question that everyone wants to know the answer to.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
don't know how this wasn't asked before. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Ooh, a classic.
Just come right out of the gate. We gotta.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah, with the first question.
Mine is
I
absolutely
like-
Brontosaurus / Apatosaurus, depending on who you ask. I really like long neck dinosaurs.
They're cool.
Really?
They have long necks.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Diplodoctoids? I forget.
Diplodocus
Yeah.
with the whip tail.
Yeah. That whole family of dinosaurs is by far my favorite. The size. It's
Yeah.
unprecedented. Nothing rivals them, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
Is that the sauropods?
Sauropods, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Primal, a great episode of Primal where the whatever that is goes gets
Yeah.
rabies. Ever. My God.
God damn, yeah, the plague thing, yeah.
Yeah. He just thinks of some crazy stuff in that show. Wow.
I only just got to that one.
Really?
I'm really enjoying seeing
Yeah.
it for the first time. I feel like it's a thing everyone knew about for ages, but I'm only just getting into it, and it's great.
I know
Yeah.
a new season of it just came out. I saw the first season. I still want to know everyone's favorite dinosaur, by the way, but that's a good
Velociraptor. Mine is a
Oh
Velociraptor.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a bit obvious, but like it's fucking gotta be.
Not as obvious as mine, dude. The T-Rex is my favorite. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
The
hard
most
not to
famous
pick that one.
dinosaur.
Weren't they like bitches, kind of?
No, they're tough.
Johnny, don't bring
They're
up
tough.
bitches with dinosaurs, because I'm gonna break down your Velociraptor answer right now.
Okay,
I'm
all right,
pretty
here we
sure
go.
that T-Rexes were pretty. I think they had the strongest bite in the history of the world of any animal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have the strongest bite force, allegedly. I don't know, of any
Wow.
creature on Earth. So they're tough.
And Johnny, I hate to break it to you, but your perception of velociraptors is actually a Utah raptor, which is an entirely different dinosaur. The actual velociraptor was about the size of a turkey.
No.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep.
That's
It's
even
still
better.
fuck you up, though. It's
So-
almost scary.
Yeah, that's even better. I like that so much, actually. I was gonna say Stegosaurus, but yeah, I want the little dudes.
And those ones are all feathered up. Like Todd
Yeah,
likes the feathered ones.
I do. Well, when I think the everything I see about dinosaurs looks wrong. These scaly animals. So I googled pluck chickens, and I was like they look like little dinosaurs, and I kept thinking to myself, the dinosaurs had to be covered in giant feathers and looked like chickens and parrots, and I just have this image in my head that they had much more feathers than people think.
I
it's all
think that's the general
purely
theory now.
speculation.
I think they
It doesn't go far enough, though. Still.
I think they recently disproved that for a T-Rex. Because there is, like, in some fossils,
Really?
there is scale imprints of their skin, like what it looked like.
Huh.
And there's no like feather follicle kind of spots where feathers would be.
Huh.
They used to think that there was a period where they thought they were covered in feathers, and then they backtracked it. So they might go back on it again. We don't have any idea.
Yeah, I mean, if they were really covered in feathers, like, how come, like, could that stuff have all gone away, and that's why they don't see it in the fossils? Or, I mean, I have no idea.
Well, like in the feathers are like both in the. I think you can see little divots in the bone of things that have feathers.
Yeah,
no,
I am no expert.
I'm not a scientist. Yeah, that's why I'm an artist.
Yeah. Well, there's certain artists though that are experts on dinosaurs, like William Stout.
Louis LaRosa is a big dinosaur guy.
Right. Yeah.
He draws a dinosaur like no other.
Yeah, scientifically accurate. Absolutely.
I actually went to a school with a guy who dual majored in biology and in illustration because his intention was to be a biologic illustrator. And he has a whole Instagram page. Shout out to Mike Tripoli. I'll link him in the bio below, or the description below.
Please do.
Yeah, he does a lot of really fun prehistoric creature illustrations that are anatomically, according to our modern understanding, correct. They're really cool.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Definitely want to see that. Yeah.
Does he wear like an Indiana Jones hat?
No, but
I would.
The professor I had in college.
That's a missed opportunity, Mike.
Yeah.
My professor in college who taught the Dinosaurs course, he famously would wear an inflatable T-Rex costume on the first day of class. So there's that.
I thought you were going to say he wore one of those hats, and
He does, but then I rerouted it to the more exciting thing that he does.
Yeah, the inflatable dinosaur costume is appropriate.
Yeah.
So one of the questions I actually had prepared for tonight, which is a tangent off of Tom's "What is your favorite dinosaur?" is if you could have a dinosaur companion in the vein of Primal or Devil Dinosaur, would it be your favorite dinosaur or would it be a different one?
Would not be my favorite because it would eat me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want something that's not just gonna fucking kill me.
See, pterodactyls terrify me, but if I could have a pet one I could fly around on, that would be pretty cool.
Oh, true.
Can't
I'm
argue
trying to
with that.
remember.
But Jurassic Park 3 taught me how terrifying pterodactyls are. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you get a tiny one.
Well, then
There's
you couldn't
tiny
ride
ones.
around on it, though.
Yeah, I do need the practicality of flying on it, or else I don't want it. I don't want a pet that won't like me, or for that matter, want to eat me.
That.
I mean, if we're going off of primal rules,
You got to get a plant-eating one because otherwise it'll eat you.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
that
mean, the
brings up,
T-Rex would eat the guy in primal, right?
you would think,
Like
but
primal.
I mean, who knows?
The primal's great, but it obviously in many ways doesn't make sense. And
It is a
the
cartoon.
biggest one is that. Yeah, right. So if we're going off of primal rules, I'd just have a Velociraptor because in primal it doesn't eat him because it doesn't. So.
I'd have an aquatic one. I'd have one of the I'd have like a mosasaur or some big ass tank or something.
That would be cool.
And I'd like feed it cows.
Wow.
I don't know where I'd get them, but that's probably a more realistic answer. Like
Yeah.
that's the more realistic part of this fantasy. It's me getting
Yeah.
a bunch of cows to feed my dinosaur.
You'd probably get some cows.
That's a good point, though, Tom. That's like the unspoken thing about like any of these movies where it's like, oh, he has a pet dinosaur or whatever. Like, what are they feeding that? Are they just like sacrificing
Just let him
goats
go out.
to the dinosaurs, or?
Just let him go out and do his thing, and he comes back, and they don't ask any questions.
Yeah.
He comes back
Yeah, I think
with
that's
like,
the way
a
to do
child's
it.
pair of pants stuck in his teeth. Don't question it.
Kids clean that out of there and go to bed.
In local news, school attacked by dinosaur.
Yeah. Got what
15
they
missing.
deserve.
Would that just be local, do you think?
Yeah, just local. Not a big story.
Maybe they'd go to like several different pet stores and buy a bunch of like mice, like all of their supplies of mice. Just make a big ball of mice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you were trying to keep it secret, they'd catch on. You're the dinosaur guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
You can't keep,
Yeah, no.
you wouldn't keep that a secret. I would.
Fine.
No, I have
I'd be
12
shouting
pet
from
pythons.
the mountaintops that I have a dinosaur and you don't.
You have a dinosaur.
I have
I'd like
a dinosaur.
10,000
Do
mice,
you?
please. Well, actually,
I feel like that's how the story would go, though. Like if they made a movie, it'd be like Transformers. Be like, oh no, people can't know that my car turns into a robot.
Very
Like that would be,
obviously.
yeah, it'd be some kid like trying to hide like a huge dinosaur in his bedroom, and his parents are like, "What was all that noise? We heard something screaming really loudly."
Yeah.
It's like mashing like the kid's like mom's flowers, and he's like, "No, they're gonna find out." Like that's the movie that they would make.
Listen,
Yeah,
I think we just
massive
tapped into
hole
a
in our
movie that hasn't been made yet. A
And I
horror
would
film.
watch it.
Is that not like Pete's Dragon?
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I've never
That's
seen
true.
Pete's Dragon, but is that
Yeah, I
Pete's
haven't
Dragon?
either. That's probably what it is. Sure.
Well, that's what I was about to
Wasn't
say.
that
This is an
Swamp
untapped.
Bareback, a dinosaur story?
Did they hide in that movie? I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years.
Oh no, they parade through the street. They do the opposite of hide.
Oh, they do the exact opposite.
And then they get like hypnotized by that voodoo guy.
God, that's right. This is a weird movie. Isn't Alec Baldwin in it? I think.
The movie is like several different, probably scrapped movies that they just put together to try and make some money.
Pete's Dragon.
No, they're back.
They were back.
Oh, okay.
I do always think of T-Rexes as like orange from that movie. 'Cause he was a bright orange.
Yeah, I did like that T-Rex growing up. That was a fun design. That bright orange T-Rex. I can't even tell you any of the other dinosaurs in that movie other than the T-Rex.
They all just look stupid. I don't remember.
So I have a dinosaur
Check
question
What's that here?
Okay.
that might just fizzle out into nothing. Did any of you guys watch Extreme Dinosaurs when you were younger?
Extreme
Oh.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
What was that?
No?
I
No?
don't know.
No,
I wish
no.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was
sounds great.
the thing I was
Yeah.
going to draw tonight, but I'd been watching Primal too much to not draw Primal. It was basically everyone watched Street Sharks, right?
No.
What?
No, Johnny, you were bringing up these extreme dinosaurs, and I was like, this must be some UK knockoff of Street Sharks, which is an American knockoff of Ninja Turtles. So I think you might be 3 levels deep here, friend.
Well, it was American.
Oh, really?
It was 100% a knockoff of
Was this a
Street
cartoon?
Sharks. Yeah. So they had like a theme tune that was really, really good. There was just like, like a hair metal kind of just chanting extreme dinosaurs.
Pretty sad.
And like with Street Sharks, so no one watched Street Sharks except Mike, did they?
I did not.
I've never heard of Street Sharks.
Oh, Tom, you're
man,
missing
it's
out.
great.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's basically Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but all the teenagers turn into there's an experiment and they all turn into like human sharks.
Excellent.
But like me and my brother were watching it like a couple years ago because we were so into it when we were kids, and then like for like a Christmas present to my brother, my parents bought him like some DVDs of Street Sharks, so we would just get back at like Christmas time, like from the pub, real drunk, and just put on some Street Sharks.
Nice.
And
That's the way.
Street Sharks!
Street
Yeah.
Sharks, exactly. And we
Nothing like
discovered very
cartoon.
quickly that like with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, obviously they gave them all like their own thing, their own like personality. With Street Sharks, they're all just fucking sharks. And it was the same thing with Extreme Dinosaurs. Like they just
You ever seen a shark? They don't have any personality.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. They played it true to life, really. They're all just big shark people who are just violent and
They just
And then
want
Extreme
to,
Dinosaurs
yeah.
was like one level more so. They're just all dinosaurs. They didn't even have like a signature food they ate.
Of course.
Which, like with Street Sharks, at least they gave them burgers instead of
Burgers?
they couldn't have
Wow.
pizza, but
It
they were
really
like they
is
love
just
burgers.
a Turtles ripoff.
Right.
Yeah, they were like they love burgers.
The
They
dinosaurs
didn't even
are
do that with Extreme
bystanders.
Dinosaurs.
Johnny,
Yeah.
I'll consent to you though. I will say that dinosaurs is a more fun concept for that anthropomorphized teenage mutant concept than sharks. So
Yeah,
I will
it was
concede that
good.
to you.
It was good. Although
God.
design-wise, the main guy was obviously a T-Rex guy, but he kind of looked like an old guy. Like they really leaned into the wrinkles. He was a bit weird looking. He was like soft around the edges than you'd expect. He was not my favorite, and he should have been everyone's favorite.
Maybe they tried to make him not everyone's favorite because they knew he'd be everyone's
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a branding
favorite.
tool.
Give someone else a chance.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why don't we jump around then, and we can see where everybody went into during this part one. But Nate, I can see your T-Rex very clearly, and I really want to get into
that's
it.
a nice
Oh, yeah,
girthy
thank
neck
you.
on that T-Rex.
Oh yeah. Gotta have a fat neck.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was
I'm
looking.
gonna sneeze again. Ooh, I'm sorry.
Bless you.
I was holding those sneezes in for like 30 minutes.
A true professional.
Yeah.
It was, kind of in agony.
Yeah, I was looking at the New Frontier, of
more.
course, while I was kind of like planning this one out, and it's like the T-Rex in that book is pretty cartoony, because it is Darwin Cook,
Mhm.
and I was like, yeah, I want to do like a more realistic T-Rex, which kind of felt like a ridiculous thing to try and achieve with this. Because like I said, we don't know what these things looked like, but I did pull up. I think one of the reference images that I used for this was from one of the Jurassic Park movies. I think it might have been from one of the Jurassic Worlds. I'm not sure, but yeah, I am really happy with it.
I can see it.
Yeah, I was looking
Jurassic
for
World
one
1.
with its mouth like roaring, because it had to be like
Right.
roaring and dramatic. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know that I've ever drawn a T-Rex before.
Well, now you have.
Probably I have, but yeah, this is the first time, at least in a long time, that I've done it, and yeah, pretty pleased with it so far. It's one of those things where I felt like I could really draw as much or as little as I wanted to on it because I had the shapes that I wanted in the pencils, and I kind of left like the skin open just to how the brush was feeling.
Yeah.
But I think I'm pretty happy with it. I need to stop messing with it, or else I'm gonna get to a point where I am gonna feel like I've drawn too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really liking how open the T-Rex's mouth is. It's like I really like in Primal
God, sorry.
how whenever the T-Rex like roars, it like opens up the whole fucking thing's head. Like I really like that.
Yeah,
Which
I
I
wanted
don't
to
really
get
do
that
that
sort of
much
like
in my piece.
extreme jaw. Yeah.
Mm. And they've got like such a weird wobbly mouth shape that it really works for that.
Yeah, they're weird, but
No big teeth.
super cool.
T-Rex trivia. The biggest T-Rex tooth is as big as a banana.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Like in their
That's
mouth,
amazing.
like there's that big one right in the middle. If you
Yeah.
pulled it out, it's like a banana.
That's
amazing.
That's too big. That's too big
And
for
it's like
That is too
serrated on
big.
the end like a steak knife.
Wow.
God.
Just
So
messed up.
crazy.
Yeah, you gotta thank the meteorite for crash landing and letting us have a chance to survive. Because if we had to
Doing
compete
us a
with those
solid.
things, if we had to compete with those
Yeah.
things, we wouldn't have made it. I'm sorry.
No, we're
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
Well, hey Nate, it's looking absolutely stellar, and I can't wait to see what the finished piece is gonna look like.
Oh,
I mean,
thank you. Yeah, I can't wait. Also, because who
poke
knows?
my head down here every now and again.
Well, here we'll move around to Johnny. Johnny, how is
Everyone's
your
really
primal
good.
piece coming out?
Pretty good. Yeah, I've got what do they call them in the show? Spear and Fang are pretty much drawn out.
Yeah, that's looking
Going quite
good.
nicely. Like I was saying before the show, I was having him like raising the spear above his head, and every time I drew it, even if it would take me ages to get it to look even anatomically right, and then even then I'll be like, that doesn't really work for the composition. So instead, I was like, well, I decided to just have him throwing the spear into like a velociraptor's head, face, eye.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that instead, and I feel like it works a lot better. It was weird working with his proportions because he's real like I feel like it's kind of almost a Mignola's Hellboy thing where you can't draw him, you can't deviate too far away from what Tartakovsky drew him as. So I've drawn him real square and stumpy and like fat muscly.
Fat muscly.
Yeah, like he's just like a big square,
He's
like
beefy.
yeah,
beefy.
like,
yeah.
He's like Frank Miller's Batman. Like he always fits inside of a big square.
He's like my dad, yeah.
That is a good dad shape. Yeah, my dad's pretty square.
Dad bod.
Well, that's quite long, quite tall.
Well, I think that's part of it. Like that blocky shape and design, it does feel very much like Neanderthal. Like it feels very like, oh, this is someone who survives on their ability to hunt and bring home Tyrannosaurus Rex meat.
Yeah.
It's not about looks. It's about for function.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one with a six-pack is going to survive in sub-30 weather. But someone with a dad bod, they're going to make it in the cold night.
You gotta have a bit of meat on
under the layer of fat there. Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
That's true.
Johnny,
that's
I was really interested, Johnny, how you were going to tackle the main character. Because it is, like you said, it's like that Hellboy effect of like, how far do you deviate before it's not that character? And I think you did capture like your feeling of your line work and the initial character design in what you've done here.
Thanks, man. I might make the head a little bit smaller just so that his body looks a little bit bigger. Because this right now is like somewhat in proportion for me. But as I remember the character, his body is like real big and square. And I'm really happy with the face. I like drew it kind of from memory. It was one of the only bits where I didn't really look back at reference. So I was just like, no, his nose is stubby. There's a big area between his nose and his mouth. Again, kind of like Hellboy. And I kind of just went from there. And I was obviously he's pretty small in the piece, so I was having to work with fairly minimal line for me anyway. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. And then
that's
T-Rex.
a good Conan face too.
It is pretty Conan, isn't it? Yeah.
And the primal guy reminded me of Conan. He's kind
of he's got the hair.
It's really just the hair and the big nose. That's the Conan go-to.
I'm sure
That's pretty much all you need, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've done my classic draw the eyelids in but don't draw the actual pupils or the eyes. The thing I did for that Batman mask. That's like
recently. That's a cool. I've never been brave enough to do that.
I think I got it from Mignola. I think that's like a classic Mignola trick. But I draw it a lot. Anytime I want something to look a little bit eerie, I'll do it. Or a lot of the time when a face is quite far away and it's not meant to be an attractive face, I'll do it.
Yeah, that was one of the fun things that I did yesterday with that Batman drawing with your designs, is I wanted to stay true to like your approach to the mask, and that's not usually how I usually just draw like the white Batman eyes. So that was like really fun to try and make that like look as good as you do it.
Oh, thanks, man.
and I erased a lot.
Yeah, I still don't know whether I really like that design. I still don't know whether it looks like Batman because he doesn't have the white eyes. He doesn't have you just see eyelids, which is weird. But
You
I like
post
it
that
anyway.
on a social media platform? Could I look at it right now?
I haven't posted it. Nate, you put it on a
Okay.
story, your drawing of it.
Oh,
I'll
you
put it right here.
Yeah,
I'll
it
bring it
was
up.
on my story yesterday.
I'll
I
bring
need
it
to
up for
post
reference.
the thing though.
I went
That sounds
I went
cool.
over a cover, so that's the general idea, is that he wears like a in like the old Batman drawings where he's like got a blue cowl, but over like the front part of the face they kind of shade it black.
Black, yeah.
Yeah, I had an idea a while ago of like recreating that, but the black part is like a faceplate over the actual mask for like added
That's
protection.
cool.
And I
Oh, yeah,
kind of put like
absolutely.
a bat design on it. So that's like
That is cool.
thanks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my definitive Batman. It's like an experiment that I was playing around with.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
It never is the definitive Batman. It's always fun.
It's never the end, is
Yeah.
it? You always
It's
draw
always
another
fun.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman's.
Wouldn't be the definitive one until you get asked to do it. Which
Yeah, and even
barely
then, I feel
anybody
like you
gets
go
asked
back.
to do it. So
Yeah.
Well, here, guys, we'll jump around really quick. Todd, how is your Devil Dinosaur cover coming out?
Well, let's see.
That good, huh?
So, yeah.
It's so lifelike. Ah.
I'm drawing rocks. So there's my
sweet.
Devil Dinosaur, and so I'm kind of doing the busy work because I'm avoiding the feathers that are gonna really throw me. And then there's my Moon Boy. I tried to make
Oh,
it
nice.
cute and cartoony. I wasn't sure what to do with him exactly. I looked at some of the apes from 2001, except they are really not cute looking. So I tried to give it. This is maybe the manga version of Devil Dinosaur. I don't know.
Looks like
I
my
feel like
dad,
there's
too.
a great. Yeah,
All the hair.
this guy does. No more time for napping. Yeah, and so yeah, I'm gonna composite all this stuff and put some fire behind it and see what happens. I'm copying more of the Kirby cover than I expected, so that means there's gonna be cavemen and sticks with fire and all that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
Excellent.
should be fun. Fire's always interesting to draw.
Yeah.
Mignola does great patterns and draws great fire as a result. And he's probably the person I always have in mind when it comes to fire.
He does good fire.
He has great fire.
That's one of those things I never know like how I draw it really because it changes every time. Fire's weird.
Hard.
Yeah,
Really hard.
I drew like a big manor on fire for that latest cover I did.
Mhm.
And that was one where like I left it till like the last thing I drew because I was just like I haven't really drawn fire much. I don't really know how I'm going to approach it, let alone like a big fucking building on fire.
Yeah.
I pretty much made it just smoke mostly and went really in on the smoke. I was happy with it, but I kind of chickened out on the fire aspect of it.
Interesting.
I had to draw the Human Torch for the
Oh,
X-Men
man.
book, and I drew him on this big splash page, and somehow I got my brush pen to just the right level of dry brush that I did like a solid job on it. And then I
Nice.
could never replicate it again because it was an accident. It was a complete accident.
Yeah.
There was just that much ink on the brush at that time, and I couldn't replicate. And he sucks in the rest of the book.
Oh man.
So it was a
wanna
freak
see that.
accident.
Yeah, that's so difficult when you get it
Human
right,
Torch.
and then you just can't replicate it, especially when it has to be sequential. It's like, all right, I nailed this, and then it's like, oh, it doesn't look as good in the next panel, or the next panel.
Yeah. Just a perfect storm.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember how I did it.
Oh.
Well, Tom, speaking of your
that's-
art, I was going to say, why don't we zoom in real quick to yours? I'd love to check out what you're doing with the foliage there.
Yeah.
I'm just messing around. Here, let me... I don't know if this is helping.
God, I hate that I'm drawing foliage. Fuck.
I got
That's
a
awesome, man.
dinosaur head up here. I don't... Like, at the Crystal Palace, they're just on rocks on a lake. But I wanted to draw some plants. Because I didn't want any, like, white space. I didn't want to feel like I was slacking off with all you guys.
Well, you're doing a great job with it, and I've said on the show before that, like, noodling in foliage or trees or grass, for that matter, is, like, one of my favorite things to ink, and I think you're doing it masterfully. Like, I think you have a good balance of, like, where your strokes are and where you're leaving negative space for, like, where the highlight of the plant would be.
Thank you. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm at that midpoint where it could go either way. So at the end of this, it might suck. I'll get to the 3/4 point probably when we pick back up, where I am sure it sucks. But then at the very end, I might change my mind. That's just how every drawing goes.
Yeah, it's the last minute panic of like, oh god, I just wasted 10 hours on this drawing. And then it's
That
like,
3/4 period, that's the
Yeah.
suck period. That's what I call it.
then you're like, it's not that bad.
You're looking at everything too much and you think it's bad. Second guessing
And it's
it.
all been recorded.
And-
Yeah.
fucking hate
yeah.
that.
At least this one's not live. I can have Mike cut all this out.
Yeah.
It can just be like a 4-person stream. You just cut me
Yeah, because of
put
the
a blank
grid.
square over mine. I'm pretty sure for like an hour I was recording this upside down too.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that a
Can
lot.
you flip
am
that?
what way am I right now? I'm the wrong way, I think.
No,
I
you're
think I'm
you're
always
good.
the wrong way.
You, Johnny, you and Todd are both positioned so that like the tops of your image are to the right.
Oh, we're the.
Am I
We're in a
upside
good
down?
place.
No, Tom, you're good. You're solid, man.
Well, that's because I flipped it like 5 minutes ago. So I was upside down for like the whole thing.
Well, that's like
Because
I
I,
can't.
have to get down here to see.
Well, here, guys, I'm gonna move around to my piece real quick just before we wrap up this part one. So
check it out.
when we started out the episode, I don't know what happened, but I misplaced my mixture of ink, and so I started inking this with the wrong solution, and so I couldn't get the right line weights, and I was like, "Oh my god, where's my ink? It's not coming out right." Luckily, I found my larger pot of it and put it into a little bowl to use for now until I find my
Good.
my actual well of it,
Yeah.
which I don't know where that is. But
Like,
yeah, so right now I've got some of the line work done for Hulk and the T-Rex. It's going pretty well
Yeah,
so
man, Hulk's
far.
big, huh? Yeah, that's looking good.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I love a big, chunky, blocky Hulk.
Yeah,
with like
Hulk's big.
with some definition here and there, but not like cut. Like he's got a bit of a gut in here.
Yeah, he's bulky. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Kind
drawing
of
a lot of
like
dads
ape-like
tonight.
physique
yeah,
for Hulk.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, this is becoming less of a dinosaurs episode and more of dad bod episode, which
Hell yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Awesome.
Yeah, dads are dinosaurs, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The dog concurs.
Yeah. But yeah, it's coming out pretty well so far. The T-Rex eye, I had to go back in with a marker. I usually use a nib, but I got to clean off all my nibs now because they had the incorrect ink on them. But that's something I can save for the intermission. And luckily, when we get into part 2 here, I'm going to have everything set up with the right solution, and my nibs are going to be clean, and I'll be able to move a little bit quicker on the hatching and whatnot. So I have all of the background left to do, and I'm not even done the figure work. So there is no chance that this piece will be done tonight. But I'm having fun. I love talking about dinosaurs, and I love the Hulk, and I love T-Rexes. So yeah, I'm having a good time.
Counts, dude.
That's all that
Yeah, man.
matters. Yeah, that's all Ink Drink Think is for. Getting together, having a few drinks, talking comics, and potentially ruining a drawing.
So I have to finish this in an hour. I have to finish this in an hour?
You don't have to finish anything. That's Nate and Johnny putting pressure on everybody to finish.
Yeah, no, you have to finish.
Tom,
I'll give it my best shot.
Tom, I rarely finish on the show. So, by all means, slow and steady wins the race. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not
saying
going to
that-
finish tonight.
Well,
We'll see.
acceptance is the first part, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know the 5 stages of acceptance, right?
Well, there's denial, right?
No, it's anger, masturbate, go to sleep.
Valid.
Well, hey guys, that just about wraps up the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
That'll have to do it.
So guys, that just about wraps up the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this part 1 of episode 14 of Ink Drink Think. Of course, we're drawing dinosaurs. We're talking dinosaurs loosely enough. And we're joined tonight, of course, by special guest Tom Reilly. Tom being a superstar talent and just an awesome guy to hang out with. So thank you, Tom, for hanging out with us tonight. And of course, guys,
I am having fun.
that makes me happier more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're having fun, that's
Excited
all
for
the show
part
is about.
2,
Hell yeah, man, part 2. But of course, guys,
which is
make sure you check out the
happening right now.
No. But of course, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out the description below where you can find the Instagram links for all of our Instagram pages, as well as the official Ink Drink Think Instagram, where you can find all of these finished drawings. And in that same description, you can also check out all of Tom's various links, his website, his Instagram. Of course, guys, down in the comments, let us know what your favorite dinosaur is. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Michael Pickard, joined by my wonderfully talented co-hosts and friends, Johnny Wise, Nate Wells, Todd Blackwood, and special guest, Tom Reilly. We'll catch you in part 2, everybody.